Happy Monday. Welcome to another edition of the Opening Kick. I'm in a little different surroundings this evening, but as always, I got my man Gerald Dixon with me. How are you doing this evening, sir?
Man, I like that whole entire setup. And if I didn't tell you, and I know I did, you're a great father. Happy Father's Day on a Monday, even though it was yesterday. We got to celebrate all week.
Happy Father's Day to you as well, sir. You were also a father of several awesome children and a good dad yourself. What, three-time world champ yourself, right?
Three-time world champ.
As Siski, our man Siski likes to call it. I'm a two-time world champ. And shout out to my brother-in-law. I just got into Aniana. He has just became a four-time world champ this morning to one Griffin Odell. So I got to hold him before my wife. So much love to Justin and Megan and Griffin. They're in the
Odell like Beckham?
Huh?
Odell like Beckham?
Yeah, like Odell like Beckham.
Okay.
But like I said, got different surroundings. But, man, we're here at the Opening Kick, and I know a lot of people get to this time of the year, and they're like, man, sports should start there because we don't have football. That's where me and Smoke beg to differ. Sports are heating up. The NBA Finals are on fire. The College World Series is throwing down. If you hate the NIL, turn on the College World Series because it should fill up your NIL hatred soul. We'll get to that. Aaron Judge is on a historic pace if you're paying attention to Major League Baseball. And one Shohei Ohtani, who wasn't supposed to pick up a baseball and throw it this year, takes the mound tonight for the LA Dodgers. Also, we don't talk it much, but Caitlin Clark is changing the game in the WNBA, and me and my man Smoke are going to touch on it tonight. And we're going to wrap that all in a bow with NFL OTAs. They're all over the place. If you pick up your phone, you're getting all these videos from Twitter, from Shedeur Sanders, from Jackson Dart, from Scattaboo running over dummies. My man Smoke's going to tell you, is this hype or is it something we really need to pay attention to? So with that said, come on over from Twitter X, hit that like and subscribe so you get all your content. Jimmy Clay, what's up? Tough as nails, Josh Johnson. Happy holidays, happy Father's Day to all you guys. Get in, hit that like and subscribe. The Yankees developed the torpedo. I think that came before the Yankees, actually, the torpedo. Look into it. I think it was developed by the Indians or the Astros.
Right.
Maybe the Cubs. I might be wrong on that. But like I said, hit that like and subscribe. Also, got to give a little love to the sponsors that keep the lights on here at the Opening Kick. If I can find this on I'm working on the Real Rock. I'm up here.
Hey, you don't even need to be there. You're there.
I'm in the motherland, realrockstone.com, located in beautiful Aniana, Alabama, where I just landed this afternoon. One of the oldest, most trusted sources in the state. If you're building that dream home, don't hesitate. Go check them out today. Lambstone, Real Rock. Tell them we sent you using the promo code, the Bama Standard, and get 10% off your purchase of stone today. With that said, Smoke gave a heck of an introduction. I've done a lot of talking. I'm going to let you talk it up. We're going to go around the horn a little bit, man. Where do you want to start? You want to start, man?
You know what, Petty? I'm only 5'10" and a quarter, but I wish I was 6'10" and a quarter so I could play basketball. So let's get to this NBA Finals, bro. You know, going into it, I didn't even think that I was going to enjoy it that much. Just because it was Indiana and OKC. I'm a big SJ fan. Tyrese Halliburton's grown on me. But what Coach Carlisle has done with that Indiana team, of coaching them up, they're in every game. They could be down by 20. Long as that clock ain't doubles, those zeros, triple zeros, they got a fight in them, man. And they're playing classic, tough, hard-nosed, smart basketball. Highly intelligent basketball being played right now. And we're seeing some young stars being born right in front of our eyes. SGA is a star, but he's putting himself in a superstar by the way that he is picking apart the Indiana defense and even playing somewhat left-handed in terms of he's not even on the ball. I mean, he's playing off the ball right now, not handling the ball. He's a natural point guard, but he's giving J-Dub an opportunity now to handle the ball, take a little bit of stress off him. They worked out the whole situation where he's not getting ran into the ground, getting some minutes off of the ball, subbing him out in the first quarter, subbing him out a little bit more in the second quarter, just so he can have that energy to close out like he did in Game 4 on a heater. So I'm ready for this Game 5, man.
I'm excited for Game 5 because, man, I'll be honest, going into it, we knew a lot of people didn't catch on to the OKC train till late in the SGA, but very few realized what was going on in Indiana and how good Therese Halliburton was. And like you said, they were coming from behind in those games against the Knicks and the Celtics. And the very first game, they're behind on the road to the Thunder, and they come back and still won. And you're like, okay. Well, then the Thunder come win the second one. And then the next game, they just punched the Thunder in the face in game 3. It looked, Thunder kept trying to make a fight, and it was almost like bully ball. And that's when I started questioning, well, crap, maybe the Thunder wasn't what I thought. Come back game 4, and they kind of answered the bell. So like you said, this game 5 is exciting. If you've taken a step back, I know people kind of are cyclical with the NBA based off the players, people you're connected to. This is kind of a good time to hop back in, because this is the NBA finals are on fire right now, and it's good basketball. It's
Petty, who you got?
I'll be honest. Game 5 winner was who I was going to go with, so I'm going with the Thunder.
In 6 or 7?
Oh, I think it goes 7.
Oh,
I think, man, I'm not counting out the Pacers just too feisty to go away. I think we get treated to a 7-game series this year.
Okay, I'm with you. I think it goes. I'm going to say it goes to 7. I think OKC wins tonight. Indiana has a chance to go back home and do what they do on their home court, protect their home court, and you come back and you get a Game 7 classic. I wasn't thinking that it was going to go like this, but, man, bro, we're here.
Sign me up. The fan of me.
Listen, sign me up over and over again.
Now,
so Pat, I always have these quick questions.
Yes, sir.
About my superstardoms.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just, and this morning, when I wake up in the morning, I usually get a good read in. But I was reading this morning, and First Take came on. And they were talking about Kevin Durant. And then over the weekend, Aaron Rodgers signed with the Steelers. And then A-Rod, my mind just ran on A-Rod. And I said, you know what? What do these 3 players have in common? They're maybe the most talented players in their particular sport. But they're some of the biggest enigmas in terms of championship qualities. And I don't know why. Then I just started thinking over and over again. They aren't really good teammates, I don't think. I don't think so. I don't think they inspire others to play at a higher level, even though they're that talented. Like really? A-Rod. We can easily go down and say, skill set wise, A-Rod not the most talented baseball player ever. Maybe it's an argument, right?
Yeah.
It's an argument.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, maybe the most talented quarterback. But why has he been on 3 teams, and why does he only have 1 Super Bowl? Right. Kevin Durant, maybe one of the most talented offensive players ever. He's 7 feet tall, can handle the ball. He's a 50, 40, 90 guy. There's nothing that he can't do on the basketball court. But he's been OKC, couldn't do it. Went to Golden State, and I know why they won, because they had guys around him that had those intangibles, and they figured out how to win. He goes to the Nets, can't do it. Phoenix, no bueno. Now he's looking to go somewhere else. That type of talent, you shouldn't have to bounce around that much. But it's just something missing, man. And maybe, and when I say bad teammate, I don't mean that they're bad people. I just don't think they have that quality to get their team to play at a higher level.
That's a good question. Who you said this morning you were thinking about? Do you think Aaron Judge falls under that?
You know what? Absolutely not. Aaron don't fall under that. I think Aaron Judge is one of the few that fall into the category of he is a good teammate, and I think he does everything right. But again, being that talented with other talented people around you, how many World Series championships does he have?
None.
So what is it? Does he not have the it factor in terms of winning?
I don't know, man, because I think we're getting, as time goes on, it's just going to be called the Dan Marino argument, because it always falls back to Dan, like, well, that guy's great, but he never won it all. And you're like, well, so was Dan Marino not one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time? You're like, well, shit, yeah,
Right.
I think the line between a championship and you know this as well as anybody, and between not is so fine. There's so many breaks that go your way that go beyond just being good. You got to have look at the Giants, man, absolute miracles. They don't beat the Patriots in those Super Bowls. So
right. But again, the Giants had championship qualities.
Yeah,
championship traits. Defensively, you had Strahan. You had guys on that side of the ball that when it came down to it, they did whatever they needed to do to inspire others around them, for the others to play at their best, because you just didn't want to let down that veteran. Does that make sense? So it's even though Tom Brady's not as talented as Aaron. Tom Brady's not a top 10 talent at the quarterback position ever, and he'll say that. But it's intangibles. His leadership skills, his ability to inspire others to play at a higher level than their full capability is. I think that's something that you can't measure in terms of quantifying that. But when you have that, and most people say the it factor, you just have it. And you just find a way over and over again to win. And I think that translates to winning games. Just a little thinker. Just going through it, man.
A little food for thought. Well, I'll tell you what. Judge is on.
Because then, now you're hearing rumors that KD might join the Knicks, another organization in the NBA.
Oh, we lost smoke there for a second. There we go. He came back. Oh, there we go. Just like smoke. And then he's back.
He appeared. So you fire your head coach, Pettey, without a plan. Everybody at their interviews hanging the phone up on them. So that's the organization KD might go play for, which is, again, what is it?
KD, man, I think we saw the peak, and then we're heading down the valley in the last Olympics. We saw the last flash from KD, man, with the injuries and stuff. Again, now you're bouncing around teams like this. Should have stayed with OKC at the gate, right? What would that have been?
Don't know if he had that in him to get that team over the threshold.
Tough as nails always likes firing you up. We're on the NBA heater. The NBA hasn't been the same since the 80s and 90s, to me anyway. Not interested.
Yeah, Tough as nails. I think you are so far removed of understanding what true talent and skill set looks like. I question your eyes, and I want to know, when was the last time you got your vision checked? 80s and 90s basketball, like, good eras. But when you get into the 2000s, 2010s, I don't think that you've watched enough. You're probably one of them dudes that thinks grabbing and holding players and pushing around and slugfest fights was basketball. That's something else. It's another sport. That's MMA or boxing. It's not basketball. But to each his own, I disagree hardly with that one.
The shooting is better than it's ever been. I agree with
the skill set is higher than it's ever been.
Yeah, Mama Man said the NBA is more skilled now. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
There's some dudes that played in the 80s that couldn't play today also. I know we get into the whole, it was tougher.
Right.
And Harold Ramis would have Rambis wouldn't have caught half these dudes down the court. He would have been running with his tongue out. So
here's one thing that I don't try to do, because I was talking to my buddy Pepper Johnson this weekend, because we were going over, he shot me over the old Run DMC album. And he and his son were going back and forth, and they were talking about different players in different eras. And I said, you know what? The sad thing is, and one thing I try not to do is try to compare eras, because it's unfair, because you never see that matchup. So for their just due, I say, hey, listen, they were good for their era. But there's some players that can go into any era, and regardless of how you set it up, they would be the best in that era, point blank, period.
Draymond Green. I don't know if Draymond Green's known if he doesn't play for the Golden State Warriors. I mean, he's good, but the Golden State elevated,
Yeah. I think playing championship level, and he's one of those guys that has it. Like, he has the championship DNA just because he does everything that you can't really say, oh my God, he's only averaging 8 points, 5 rebounds, 4 steals, and like his defense is championship.
Yeah.
Attitude, defense. Hustle points, defense. The level of toughness that he brings to your team, that's championship quality. So again, what you're saying, it was a match, like was perfect. Perfect storm that came together. Golden State needed him. He needed Golden State. You put him on the NBA worst team. I don't think he's that big of a factor, but he's still one of the greatest defenders of all time.
Ephraim didn't know it, but he gave us a good segue. Before we get to it, you said old school Run DMC. You talking like Mary, old school Run DMC?
Man, whatever that Run DMC that you want to. All Run DMC is old school to me.
All of it's 80s. Mary was my jam. Ephraim says WNBA has really stepped up its skills. And, man, that kind of brings us to one of our topics, Smoke. Has Caitlin Clark elevated the sport, or did we miss it? I know there was the Cheryl Swoops, the Diana
Taurasi.
Those girls, is she on a different level from them? I mean, because there's no denying the numbers when she plays. The TV numbers are astronomically higher. The ticket prices go up, and all these girls.
They move to different arenas, Petty. Not to cut you off. They move games to different arenas.
And this is where I can't wrap my brain around it. People are hating on someone that is. It's like when they hated on Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods literally made you richer for finishing in last place because the purses got bigger because of Tiger Woods. Caitlin Clark is having a Tiger Woods effect on the WNBA. Please explain to me why other people would hate on that as they get their.
I'm not going to say that people are hating on her because that's when you get to a whole other conversation that has nothing to do with her basketball skill set. The first thing that you have to look at, Caitlin is a 6-foot guard. Like a 6-foot guard with handles, court vision, can shoot it.
Is she that? I'm going to stop you. Is she that before we get, because I want you to go with it. Is she that good, Smoke?
Yeah. She's that good. Her skill set is that good. She's the most skilled women's basketball player right now in the W.
So she's the best playing right now. Does that put her? Is she one of the best to ever do it?
You know what? It's so early. It's so early because this is her second year as a pro, and I think it's unfair to say she's one of the greatest ever. You're looking for an emotional answer. I'm just giving you an intelligent answer from.
Well, go back to that. What makes her so much better? Like you were going into the hand. Is it
like I said? She's a big guard. She's 6 foot.
Yeah,
she's a 6-foot guard with handles and court vision, meaning that she's looking over anybody else that's guarding her. And the taller players that come out, she can pull them all the way out and shoot logo shots. She can easily be a 40, 50, and 90 player. And average a double-double, 20-plus points, 10-plus assists. And she's a good rebounder for her size. We just haven't seen this type of skill set in the W ever.
So it wasn't
the next one that's coming is Juju. I think her and Juju are the only two that when you look at them, like, wow, they can change the way the game is played in the W. From the traditional tall post players, they're bigger guards with handle, skill set, the ability to shoot, 3-level scorer, can do it off the bounce, can run pick and roll, can be a facilitator of your offense. We've never seen the combination of this ever in the W.
Mm-hmm.
And again, she also brings stardom, also brings the marketing side of it, also brings people wanting to come see her play because when you look at it, like, we've never seen this before. Like, Diana was a lethal scorer, but she wasn't this. She didn't have handles like this. She couldn't pass like this. She was more just a lethal scorer. Caitlin can facilitate an offense with a combo guard type of play to her. Like, if she want to go for 30, like she just came back the other day and dropped 30.
Yeah.
And it looked easy, effortless, and fun. And you don't have to run plays for her, like the traditional players in the W. Like she can get it however she wanted.
Interesting, man. It's again, she's made people talk about it in a sport that struggled. People always wondered, why didn't WNBA make more? Well, man, people, I hate to break it to you, unless it's all about TV, it's all about money. If people are watching on TV, they can sell ads. If they're selling ads, they're making more money. If they're making more money, people make more money. And it seems like she's elevated the game enough. It's gotten the national attention enough where in a time where I'd be scared to put a WNBA topic because people are going to change the channel, we got Ephraim that pays attention. Like, you know, you guys in here are actually, she's got you changing the dial to see what's going on. So she's doing something right. Speaking of doing something right, we touched on it before, man. One Aaron Judge, if you're not paying attention, baseball fans, we got all excited about the Sosa McGuire pace. Aaron Judge and what Shohei Ohtani are doing right now in Major League Baseball is special. Judge is hitting 378 with 26 home runs. We've still got 12 games before, I believe, or thereabouts before the All-Star break. And the notable, when you mentioned hitting 378, it's in an era where the Major League average is 240. Major League batting averages are way down. And this guy's raking at the 400 mark, and he's 6'6". He's a monster. Smoke, tell me about Aaron Judge in this pace.
Man, hey, Petty, I read something the other day in one of my morning reads where Aaron Judge said whenever he's on the road, he don't even like going out just because he can't fit in. Like, the guy is 6'7", 270, 280. He looks like a football player.
It's like a cartoon character. It's not real.
But his skill set, is there anybody else that you can compare it to?
Well, no,
you've seen in your lifetime?
Because you see a guy that size and you're like, okay, he's a DH. He's going to hit bombs. Go turn it on. This guy's in the outfield making diving plays, robbing home runs, gunning runners. He's a legit five-tool player. He's not, okay, well, at this point, we got to stick him at DH because he's a monster that can't move. No, man, he's a freak.
Yeah, the dangerous thing is he can hit for average and he can hit for power. And you're not sitting there striking him out because he has a good eye. So at the end of the day, what are you going to do with him? Except just throw him in the Hall of Fame. The only knock that I got on him, Petty, he got to show up in October.
And I'll be honest, it's not just show up in October. It'd be different if he was playing for the Cubs or the Texas Rangers. You're playing for the New York Yankees. So when you're going down in that Derek Jeter, Mickey Mantle, Reggie Jackson, Thurman Munson, Yogi Berra, Joe DiMaggio. I mean, the list goes on and on.
And you didn't even say the Babe yet. Great.
They ain't even got to the Babe. Haven't got to Lou Gehrig. Haven't got to Whitey Ford. Joe. Man, the thing is, they all have more rings than they got fingers. Yeah. So you can be a Yankee great, but to be a Yankee great, you're kind of with it. That's a deal, Smoke. You got to put those rings on your finger.
You got to go to the jeweler and tell him you need to get sized up. Other than that, he's going to go down as one of the greatest players. And you know what? And not to bring his name into it, I think that's what kind of holds everybody back with Griffey. Like, as talented as he was,
he never got that ring.
We never got to see him get the ring.
No, never really saw him do it in October.
Right. And even though Derek Jeter's not as talented as those guys, when October came around and the leaves started falling off the trees, his bat got really hot when everything else got cold.
He did. One thing I'll give, and I'm a Yankees guy, but the one thing I'll give Griffey, and maybe it's why we're so passionate about that era of baseball, he never left Seattle. He wasn't in a market that really gave him a lot of opportunities to win championships. And in an era where guys hop and go to build those super teams, they would have gone to the Dodgers or the Yankees. You know, Griffey stuck it out. He was true.
Hold on, Petty. I know you always try to make this. See, this is what you're trying to do. You're trying to
romanticize it. Yes, I am.
Yeah, you're trying to make it sound good.
Tan, that's a great point. I don't think Don Mattingly played for the Yankees. He 9-time Gold Glover, 9-time All-Star, 6 Grand Slams in a season, still hasn't been beat, and they've yet to put him in the Hall of Fame. Is it because he played at a dark era of the Yankees that never won a ring? You know, it's a great point, Tan. I don't know. So I am trying to romanticize it because
you're trying to help Ken Griffey's cause out a little bit. Didn't Ken Griffey play with Randy Johnson?
He did.
Tino Martinez.
Tino, Edgar Martinez was a hit machine. Jay Bruner was a hell of a. He'd eat a baseball bat, but he was good out there. They had a team. They put the Yankees out. They put Mattingly. I thought Mattingly's one chance to win it at the end of his career. He got put out by Griffey knocking Edgar Martinez knocking one to the gap and Griffey rounding. And they probably
so again, like you and I can make excuses.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at that roster and you're like, the unit was out there. Alex.
There were some
Martinez
players.
Jay. Ooh.
Aaron
players
Boone
just didn't get it done. He just didn't get it done, bro. Just be honest.
Well, the one that has gotten it done, so as great as Judge is, he might not even sniff the greatest of this era. One guy's wasn't even supposed to pick up a baseball this season and throw it, just hit him, and he's been hitting them out of the damn park still. Shohei Ohtani, man, toes the rubber in L.A. tonight. He's got a ring. Is he the best that's ever done it?
You know what, Pettey? I don't know if between my eyes, Barry Bonds, but Barry wasn't a top 5 pitcher.
No, Barry didn't throw 100-mile-an-hour fastball that cut.
He could be your day one guy, and then turn around and hit leadoff for average.
Oh yeah, because he can steal bases.
Get him on the bases. He's still like my question. What can he do? Like, that's the scary part of. And the thing is, like, he's not even close to. Is he in prime yet?
I don't know, man. There's 2 moments that define him for me, and it's one where he was pitching, and I told you whatever the all world series thing where he faced Mike Trout, who also is in the argument for
put him in a conversation.
One of the greatest baseball players to ever live, not just the best of this generation. Mike Trout he's Mickey Mantle like good. And what Ohtani did to him was
mowed him down.
I mean, mowed him down with pitches on the corner. But then when Ohtani faced Skeens for the first time, Skeens, look, he's throwing 102 miles an hour and the ball's damn moving. And he strikes Ohtani out like, okay, this is a guy Ohtani can't catch up with. 1 at bat later, maybe 2 at bats later, Ohtani had figured this guy out in 1 game and hits one to dead center. Ooh, he's different, man. He's
whatever they're paying him, Pettey. Yeah, keep paying him some more.
Yeah, roll tie, roll, Bob. Yeah, tough as nails. I'll never forget Randy coming out of the bullpen on 2 days rest to close down that game. Still one of the things that breaks my Don Mattingly Yankee heart. Time will tell. The Babe is the greatest and played in the dead era. He played in the dead ball era. He did pitch. I like it.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna touch it. I ain't touching it. I can't touch it. I can only tell you whatever his record says. Sure, go with it.
I know ain't nothing worth $700 million, but you know what? Somebody paid it, so apparently he is.
Still
Dodgers
ain't
worth
$700. I don't think you guys understand
what he brings in, money.
What he brings to your team. Pettey, what are you paying for a top 5 pitcher in baseball? Just ballpark, spitball it.
Oh, you're right now. You're paying $15 a year.
Okay.
20.
Keep going up.
You're talking Cole at New York. He's getting 20 a year.
Yes.
The top guys are getting. I mean, the top guys are commanding 20 a year right now.
Right. And then what do you pick? What is Juan Soto making?
The gross domestic product of Belize. It's literally making like $5 bazillion.
So that's what you're doing, though. You're putting a top 5 hitter and a top 10 pitcher.
Who's in one?
So yeah, you can say whatever you want, but if you can get 2 and 1, I'll take that and pay him $700 and keep on pushing because Juan Soto is getting $500, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah, so I would pay the other $200 for my pitch and call it a day. That's what he's worth. And you might be getting him at a bargain price.
Tough as nails just keeps throwing these daggers at my Yankee heart. Yeah, when Mattingly retired, that's when Jeter took over. Tino Martinez at first, Charlie Hayes at third, got Paul O'Neill over from the Reds, and Bernie Williams in center, and hell yeah, they took off.
Mariano showed up too.
And I loved it though. Now, don't get me wrong, John Wetland at first, and then Mariano set up. Boy, there was a year where Mariano was the bridge to John Wetland. God, that team was nasty.
How many pitches Mariano got?
One. One pitch.
And he's gonna try to. You might. How many bats are you gonna lose in that end of the bat?
How can you throw one pitch for a decade and be the most dominant guy? Oh, he was so good.
Because you can't hit it, and if you try to, he's gonna crack your bat.
Oh man, the break. Go back and watch them, and people asking him to teach him how to do it, and he's like, "I can show you how I do it. It's not gonna work.
It ain't gonna work
for you." That cutter was one of the nastiest pitches in the history of baseball, next to Nolan's fastball and Randy's damn slider.
Cut you up
to a lefty, dude. But man, that's what I'm saying. If you think sports are dead right now, you're not paying attention. Sports are hot.
They're not having fun. It's we're getting into the summer.
And look, all we hear is NIL. Man, I'm tired of NIL running sports. Well, look, 13 of 16 teams in college baseball have $1 million that they put into NIL. 13 of them come from the SEC. Only 2 of them are in this tournament going on right now. If you're not paying attention to college baseball, turn it on, man. It's going. Cinderella, Murray State, coached by Dan Skirka. If you don't know that story, look it up. Murray State goes to Oxford as a 4 seed, beats Ole Miss in their regional, then goes to Duke and Durham and punches their ticket to the World Series behind Dan Skirka, who makes $68,000 a year, cuts his own baseball field, 800 people. And look,
and they play the game the right way.
And they play the game. You can't not fall in love. And if you're in Louisville right now under Dan McDonald, one of the lowest budget schools. I don't even think they charge admission into their baseball stadium. And they've been to the College World Series like 8 times in the last decade. I think people are missing the boat on how good college baseball is and how pure it is. If you're looking for purity in sports, it doesn't get any better. However, you told me I was on the road today. Cinderella got squashed. Gage Wood throws a no-no in the College World Series for Arkansas to put them back at a chance to get LSU.
Only been done 3 times.
Whew. Was it? And look, Murray can hit. This is a team that averaged double-digit runs in the Oxford Regional, put 18 on Duke. This is a team that can hit the baseball, man. So this wasn't just Cinderella that couldn't swing it. No. Boy, Arkansas. Van Horn, in the era of the last 20 years, LSU's known as the baseball mecca in the SEC. But if people haven't been paying attention, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, South Carolina have made incredible runs. Well, one of the most incredible is Dave Van Horn's. But the thing about it, he's been to the College World Series 10 times and has yet to win the title. He's been a drop fly ball away and a team going anemic against an arch rival in the Final Four. You know, he's got to get through LSU, which is what you don't want to do in Omaha. But man, are you locked into the work that the College World Series smoke?
Pettey, you know, I'm a man of everything. You know, I got a good neighbor that is a LSU Tiger to the day. I'm talking about the bone. I got to sit there and listen to everything.
Oh well, he loves baseball.
Listen, bro, they got some pitchers, 2 of them. That good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. What I saw them do on Saturday, like just shut down the bats. I mean, they got 1 hit off of them, but clutch hitting. Like, can they be beaten? Can LSU get beat? Are they not the favorite to win it? In your opinion?
Yeah, they're LSU's. If LSU's in Omaha, I'm sorry, it's almost like the Yankees being in or they're the favorite to win it. It's just that's their domain.
So you're taking LSU over the field.
100%. I'll take it. And I'll be honest, they opened the series with Arkansas. Whoever won that game and LSU won it the other night, it was my pick to win it all. And with LSU winning it, Arkansas's got it. They're going to have to go back through LSU and beat them twice to get to the
double elimination.
And then, you're going to get right now, I think now Louisville's playing good baseball on the other side of the bracket. Oregon State is a great baseball program out of the Northeast. They've won several.
They got handled the other night.
They did get handled the other night. So I don't want any part of LSU in Omaha, buddy. That's Ask Alabama. One of my I remember in our era when Joe Caruso tapped. Here you go, Bama fans. I'm gonna take you back a little bit. Manny Torres, who was an unbelievable pitcher for Alabama. You had Taft, Caruso, Big Daddy Molars. We get LSU in the regular season and just beat the brakes off their ass. It's like 26-3. And you get to Omaha, and we ended up playing them in the title series, and LSU ended up winning. And, everybody's thinking, oh, we're going to smoke LSU. I think that was the moment where everybody realized LSU in regular season and LSU in Omaha is a whole different beast.
Whole nother deal.
Whole nother deal. Heating up. But one thing that's also heating up, Smoke, a lot of times when we make predictions or talk about something, it takes a few months to come to fruition. We literally talked about the NCAA settlement last week and said, gear up, lawsuits are coming. It's already under fire, man. Like the ladies are pissed.
Hey, Pettey, listen. Here's the only thing about lawsuits. And see, you're a wealthy guy, and you understand the law system. Like, you got to have some money in order to go to court. I think they're going to throw a lot of cases in, throw a lot of cases out. I don't know if a lot of it is going to stick, because I think the new way and the new wave of college sports in itself, I think this is a new wave. The young people, I don't think they asked for it. The old people didn't, meaning the coaches asked for it. The players took advantage of it. So somebody had to come in to fix it. And the new settlement with a $20.5 million per school allotment, I think it's the way it is, and everyone's not going to be happy. It's revenue driven, and the two big sports are going to collect a lot of that, a lot of the pie. I've seen a couple of schools that's gone out and said they're going to make all of their athletes scholarship athletes. I think that's pretty dope, but I don't know if every school can do that, if they can afford it. So I think we just sit back and just keep paying attention to what the trends are. But like you said, I think that you're going to lose a lot with Olympic sports. And whenever you start talking about the business part of college football, business and emotion, they don't go together. Because once you start mixing the emotion of everyone should be and everyone has equal, and good luck. It's fair. But whatever fair is always to the judgment of that person that's handing out whatever judgment it is.
And that's boy, Smoke, you said a mouthful with that. And I think that's the line people are scared to dance on. And I think, and look, the title, it's coming from the Title IX. It's the females, and I'm pulling for you, ladies. I don't,
and Olympic sports.
I don't want to see these Olympic sports get cut. But Smoke, you make a huge point. At the end of the day, there's money and there's emotion. And I think a great example I heard someone talking about is South Carolina women's basketball. Undoubtedly the best program in the sport right now.
No, at their school.
Yeah, at their school, the best program,
school.
and the best program in women's college basketball, and has been for the last couple of years, right? They run on a $7 million.
Don Stanley's done an outstanding job,
and they ran on a $7 million deficit this last year. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what they're going to look at, and I think maybe the folks that are trying to fight this settlement looked at the previous ones where so many lawsuits were thrown at the NCAA. They finally just made a plea deal, kind of like they did with this. But man, that's what you say. That was coming from football bank accounts. That wasn't coming from these smaller sports. That was coming from the sports that put the bread on the table. So I'm with you. I question how this holds up, Smoke.
It's called revenue sharing. Revenue. Someone has to get that money back to the school. Money. Somebody got to make it, man. And most of the time it's football.
That's right. But speaking of money, get that money out and take it to whitwheelsports.com today and get that title towel, which traveled with me to Aniana, but my dumb self left it upstairs in the rush to get down. I'll have it on the next show. But you don't need to be empty-handed. Go to whitwheelsports.com today. Tell them the promo code STANDARD. Get 20% off your purchase of the title towel and have it in hand for that next Bama game. We're in the 80s, guys. It's days are coming. Days are numbered. Football season is upon us, Smoke.
So right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, how ready are you for football season?
Oh.
College football season.
To be honest,
Yeah, that's
probably.
all I'm asking. I never want you to. You know what? You know what?
Maybe a 6.
Hit the brakes. Hit the brakes.
6.
Well, why do you always say to be honest?
To be
to
fake.
lie. To lie. Tell me about the lie.
Because sometimes we want to, we want to not. We don't want to hurt. I mean, because I don't think I'm.
My feelings. I told you I removed the emotional part of it.
I'm a 6.
I have good emotional control. I have good emotional intelligence. So you can be honest with me. I would love your honest answer.
A 6 and that's just above a 5.
Yeah, that's what the 6 is.
Yeah. No. Don't.
A 6 is 1 above 5.
1 above.
So yes,
one
you
above,
got it.
So I'm 1 above 5.
You 1 above. What about like hovering on that line?
Yeah.
No scale. You know what?
In my older age, I don't want to rush it. I want to enjoy the summer. There's a lot of good things that come with it. And I know when it gets here, it goes so quick now.
Right.
Like I'm even keel. I'm taking it easy. Now, ask me that again in 50 days. And
so is it fair to say you aren't feeling that way due to the fact of college baseball is real good? The W with Caitlin Clark has been putting on a good, entertaining basketball games, College World Series, NBA Finals, OTAs in the NFL. Like there's drama everywhere, right? I listen. I'm going to start it off. I'm going to start it for you. New York Football Giants, Jackson Dart.
Whew. Have you seen the video?
I'm gonna close my eyes and have you describe it to me.
Well, if you created Tom Brady's field awareness, Brett Favre's arm, Lamar Jackson's legs,
Josh Allen's size,
Patrick Mahomes' make play ability. That's
so you just got a jambalaya.
Apparently, that's what Jackson Dart is right now.
Okay.
Against other rookies.
Can I add in? Can I add in just a? I might have a little bit of experience with this, and I've coined the phrase. My buddy Matt Cooper and I, of this is the D. Lewis. We won't even mention the name, but we had when we was in Buffalo. There's always a player that like coming out of OTAs, mini camp, be like, oh my God, this guy's gonna hit the next level. He's doing great. He's catching everything. Or if he's a DB, he's locked down. If he's a defensive lineman, nobody can block him. And then we all hit the brakes like, but we're not even playing football yet. And I think that's where we all have to come back to. Right. So right now, Jackson Dart knows everything that the defensive coordinator is going to do. They get a cheat sheet, people. Usually the O coordinator, D coordinator, they make a practice script. And it's the quarterback coach's job to go through that entire script with the player. And every play that he's going to do, he knows the defense, he knows the play, he knows the look, so they can script for success. Because you don't want that young first round talent that you traded up for to seep any doubt in his mind right now. So I'm not saying that Jackson Dart's not going to be a solid quarterback or even a good quarterback. But if we're judging him off of OTAs, minicamp, and I see everyone saying, oh, yeah, he was 17 for 19, 3 touchdowns, no pick. It is some of the biggest waste of time stats that you could ever think about, dream about, or even look at. It means nothing.
Well,
go ahead.
I want to ask you this, Smoke, and maybe I know that because your algorithms figure out you like a player, it starts popping them up. But am I the only is everybody getting the 3 players, the Jackson Dart, Shedeur Sanders is apparently Dylan Gabriel has no longer exist.
Who's that? Who's that?
I don't know. I think he's a mock.
They traded him.
Trainer. like because Shador Sanders apparently is the next coming of Warren Moon. So,
well, you know what? I wouldn't say that. I think what they're doing with Shador is they're giving him his time, and they're bringing him along the proper way. But again, like we live in an entertainment world. Like even if the young guys off to the side, working with the 2s or the 3s, or even just going over the script that the 1s and the 2s or even the 3s are running, like they're still going to make something out of what he's doing. And all he's doing is trying to prepare himself to give him the best chance to make the football team. But it's the Cam Scatterbows that's running through the daggone line of scrimmage right now, and he hasn't been tackled yet. He's the best running back, but again,
I've heard the words in comparison, and I don't even want to say it. It's so dumb.
Say it.
I've heard this is the next Derrick Henry.
Yeah, listen. Again, I've been to OTAs, and every running back runs violently through the line of scrimmage. Everyone's breaking a tackle. I remember in Buffalo we had Boobie Dixon. You remember Boobie?
Oh, yeah, from Mississippi State.
Listen.
Dude had the biggest calf muscles you've ever seen.
Man, that's my cousin. Leave him alone. DIXON. That means he's a champion. He's a winner for life. Boobie used to call me Unc. I used to call him nephew. Every time Boobie used to break to that line and say, Unc, I got him again. I said, keep running, nephew. But in my mind, I'm like, Boobie, we're not even tackling anybody yet. Every goal. Like Marcel, Kyle. Like we had one of the filthiest defenses in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
4 guys up front, all Pro Bowlers. Pepper Johnson did an outstanding job of coaching the defensive line, finishing the top 3. Mario Williams was an all top 100 player.
Oh yeah.
Kyle Williams was a top 100 player. Marcel Darius went on a heater, double-digit sacks from the interior. Jerry Hughes 10 sacks. So we had 3 of the 4 players with 10 sacks. And I think Kyle Williams only finished with 8, and he was hurt for 2 games. So that defense was pretty good. Brandon Spikes was holding it down in the middle. A young Steph Gilmore, Leotis McKelvin. That defense, Aaron Williams back there was doing an outstanding job. I'm like, bro, I learned such a good lesson that stats and OTAs, receivers, running backs, defensive, everybody. Man, we are playing tag football. And until they strap it up and you get to the preseason, then you can start evaluating these guys. And really, when you start looking in the grand scheme of things, especially for players that's going to make the bus and make the cut and be on the 53, 46 during the season, meaning active roster, yeah, that's when I would start like truly evaluating who they are and how they're playing. But OTA's minicamp, knock it off. Cut it out.
Those are the names that are going across my scanner. Are there any that I like? Who else is there any that are popping up on your radar, Smoke?
Ashton Genty is the greatest running back ever.
Oh, so Genty's looking like he's the next Marshall Faulk.
You know, he's the only running back. Once they fix his stance, he's the best. I mean, Travis Hunter, he's playing corner, receiver. He's locking everybody down, except I haven't seen him go against Brian Thomas yet. Show me your rep against Brian Thomas, and we'll start talking.
Well, I want to see him go against, and then the next week go against Jamar Chase and lock him down. And then
Brian Thomas is on his team. I just want to see it in practice.
Just lock down a guy on his own team.
And I think that's a difficulty of being a number 1 corner and a number 2 receiver. And I guess he has to be number 1 because if you trade up to go get him and give up a first round pick for next year and whatever they did, like you're saying this guy he's the one. But Brian Thomas is a problem as well too.
Oh yeah.
So I think it'll be interesting, man.
My question.
Let me see who. Oh, how about this? I know who's not practicing. Samar Stewart.
Oh, is he not?
No, the Bills haven't figured. I mean, not the Bills. The Cincinnati Bengals haven't figured that out yet. Now, he hasn't signed. He hasn't participated in that day because they're trying to figure out what his contract language is like, which is a ton of crap, man. He's the only guy that they try to sneak in some language that's just they've created. Go ahead.
What kind of stuff will they just like?
Well, I don't have it in front of me, but every first rounder and some of the second round draft picks are getting fully guaranteed contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's the only one that has some language in there that says injury, they could void it. They just have so many ways to void the contract that no one's going to sign off on that.
Mm-mm.
That's not how anybody's doing it. You're the only team that wants to create it just because you want to be cheap. So there's options now of and we're talking about the Texas A&M defensive end that tested out of the waters at the combine, only had 4 career sacks.
Yeah,
which is scary.
Mm-hmm.
The only other guy that I could look at and just say, has it ever been a guy with 4.5 sacks for his entire career that's gone on in the NFL and had double digits and been dominant? Yes, only one. Daniel Hunter. But Daniel Hunter was picked in the, I want to say, either 4th or 5th round. Not top 20. But what do we know? Don't know if that's ever worked.
Interesting.
So just keep that on your radar. If I'm wrong and he's the leading sack guy in the NFL, yeah, tell me to shut up.
And this is honest. Have we heard anything out of Milroe in Seattle?
I mean, other than he's doing really well, he has an opportunity to be a good backup, and I think he early on they were saying he was pushing for a little bit of start. But I don't think that he's ready yet.
No, I don't think
he's ready yet. And again, that's
not
day one rookie mini camp.
Yeah.
But like people don't understand. This is vanilla defense. Like I don't even start evaluating rookie quarterbacks or quarterbacks in their with their success until their second year in the league, and that's giving coordinators an entire year to study your tendencies, to make sure that they take your first or second read away from you and with it throughout the progression to see how well you can actually play. Like rookie season, they don't know. You're just coming out here. Just like you said about Shohei Ohtani. Like first time through, struck him out. Second time, got you. Now I got to beat on you. So second year. Third year, you can do it again. I like it even more. But
I'm interested to see what Jaden Daniels does second year, because I expected them to kind of get his number as the season went on, and like you said, they've got a year.
They got a year to study.
Okay.
Yeah. Defensive coordinators right now, Pettey, are sitting at home, and their whole entire summer and their offseason, they went back through, self-scouted their defense, and they're getting ready to stop the quarterback. That's it. That's all. Their life is geared around stopping you. So not only do you have the 11 defenders quarterbacks trying to stop you, that coordinator is in your pocket too, trying to figure out everything that you like so they can take it away. So that's why those guys get paid so much. And that's why the Shadors and the Dylan Gabriels and the Jalen Milroes and the Jackson Darts, it takes time. Because you got to know the coordinators too. You got to go back and you got to study those coordinators because they're studying you. Study who's studying you to learn how to defeat them.
No, it's funny, Smoke. I got a friend that I kind of grew up with. He played offensive line for Ole Miss in the 70s. He was close with my dad, and he called today, and I was telling you this, and he played when they had the strike era in the early 80s, he played for the Saints. And out of nowhere, he didn't even know what our topics were, and he's a Cowboy guy. And so it's funny. He gets tired of the day. He said, if I have to see one more New York Giant video of this, he's like, this is practice, guys. We need to settle. And I think that's kind of full circle. You know, I'm getting all these videos too. It's fun to watch these guys in practice. And I love Jackson Dart as much as the next guy. I love to see what Milroe can do, but I don't know if any of these quarterbacks in this class were ready, including Cam Ward, to step in from day one.
No, listen, I think Cam Shador is probably the most ready just because he played the most. But again, he played college. NFL's a whole nother monster. They're studying you.
I love Henry. I love his athleticism. Did Henry ever cover a guy that's built like AJ Brown in college? And does he?
You talking about Travis Hunter?
Yeah, Travis Hunter.
Has he ever covered? No. Listen.
He hasn't never covered a Jamar Chase or an A.J. Brown or these guys.
Okay. First and foremost, there's only one Jamar Chase.
Yeah, he's different.
A.J.'s built different just because he's a grown man that plays physical. And he ain't in all that. Like when you cut on the tape, a lot of guys are dancing around and doing this release and the hezzy. No, man, listen.
No, his routes aren't that sharp.
My release is through you.
Yeah, his routes aren't that sharp. I'm going to run out here and be open.
I'm going to run through you. Jalen's going to throw me the ball. I'm going to take these big mitts. I'm going to put it around the ball, catch it. I'm going to take you and throw you off of me. And I'm going to go hang out in the end zone for a couple of minutes and then come on back and do it again. So again, it's I think all these rookies, they're going to be okay, but they're rookies for a reason.
Pump the brakes.
Pump the brakes. They're going to be okay, but just give them grace.
Yeah, I think the caution, we're in such a microwave society, people forget that Peyton Manning, who's widely considered one of the top 3 or 4 greatest quarterbacks of all time, broke like records for interceptions his rookie year.
As a rookie, like he's strong.
Threw like 18 interceptions. It was insane.
You remember what Caleb Williams did to college football? Like he tore college football up.
It was yeah.
You saw what the NFL did to him?
Every tool in the yeah.
So it's not. I just think that we're in this social media. Everyone wants their platform to look great, and every pick was awesome. Like right now, everyone's going to win the Super Bowl. Every draft was great. Every draft has an A, and everyone's going to win the Super Bowl until we get to about week 10, and then we start jockeying for who's getting traded and who has a top 5 pick because you suck at that moment. And then start worrying about who's gonna get fired.
That's right. Yeah. And then that's the 3.
Yeah, I saw a question on here that said Shedeur traded to Detroit. No, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I actually starred that. Yeah. The Lions?
Nah, ain't gonna happen.
I mean, I don't know, man. Dylan Gabriel seems like the one on the block. He didn't even get talked about. Or maybe again that smoke screen. And they're just it's OTAs. I think they're trying to get attention on their team right now, and Shedeur's a hot name.
Yeah, Shedeur can't be traded anyway. If he gets released, they can pick him up via waiver wire, but they're not going to trade him. There's not a market right now. He hasn't played. I mean, are you forgetting about Hooker? Hooker's their backup quarterback in Detroit. And also, Detroit didn't even feel comfortable enough with Hooker to even have him be a backup because they went out and got Teddy Bridgewater late in the season. So,
Teddy, man, Teddy's one of those guys that when you look at the end of his career, he's not going to be any stat books. He's not going to be a Hall of Famer with all these rings, but he's going to be one of those dudes that is going to walk away. His head's going to be intact because he's just sitting there on the practice squad a long time. He played in some games and did some good stuff, but he's got that's the best career ever, man. The journeyman NFL quarterback that don't get beat to death and makes a damn good living doing it. But
you forget now, Petty. Teddy B started a lot of games.
No, he did. He did at Minnesota, and I mean, he was good. There was some. I mean, before the injuries,
he went down to Miami, won at the West, won the state championship, came back and played in the playoff game. Listen, I think when you are blessed and a good person, there's a way that the world repays you. Because I don't know if you remember when he tore his knee up. That was sad, man, because he was getting ready to take off, and and he had to recover. Never once complained about it. Put his head down, went to work, never said, "Woe, it's me." I remember reaching out to John Miller, a guard that we drafted out of Louisville in the 3rd round in Buffalo. Mm-hmm. He and Teddy go all the way back to Louisville, but they also go all the way back to Park Days because they're both players from the Miami area. John went to Central, and I want to say Teddy played for the West. So they both played against rival high school. So they go all the way back. And John always said, man, Teddy was always prayed over by his mom. Always prayed up, and his faith was always there. And he's just a strong individual. One of those intangibles that a lot of people don't have, but he's blessed with. And that's why whenever he goes anywhere, there's always people asking him to come back just to play. The guy walked away and said, I wanted to coach. and they still ask him to come back. So when you see things like that, just understand that the power of being a good person and accountability, he got all those tools.
Well, that's awesome because you just put color to something I view as just a simple, hey, man, that guy had a good career. Well, there's a reason. He was a good guy. Even back to what you started the whole show with, that people elevate their team. Well, guys like that elevate. They elevate locker rooms with being just a glue person that brings people together. That's awesome. And I always was a Teddy fan from his days back at Louisville. Even when he, like you said, at Minnesota, he was getting it going before that injury, man. The guy was a player. Boy, Louisville low key puts out some quarterbacks, don't they?
You think?
Jackson, is this a joke? Jackson Arnold said he wasn't going to the Manning camp because it was too hot. Is that a Tan? We telling the truth there? I feel like
listen, man. I'm gonna call cap on that. I don't think that's a good laugher. Ha ha ha! You got it, tough as nails. If that's true,
best
wow.
backup: Ryan Fitzpatrick, Jacoby Brissett. I'm actually going to go with, and the name's escaping. No, Daniels, from Missouri. Chase Daniels spent 30 years as a backup in the NFL.
Listen, those guys, there's an art to being a great backup. And I think Brissett, Ryan
played though.
He deserves to be on the island of backups, but there's always something in Ryan that he wants to start. To me, when you're a good backup,
he went to be a backup, and crazy crap would happen at every team. And next thing you know, he's like, "Shit, I'm playing."
Yeah, and then he'll play good for about 6 games, then suck.
And then all of a sudden, it like he forgets or he remembers that I'm kind of average. But dude, you're right.
When you're really that
4
smart,
games everywhere he would go for about a 5-game burst, you're like, well, that's where the name Fitzmagic came from. I mean, it was appropriately earned.
And then you figure out that it's a whole bunch of behind my back and magic, not baseball. Real.
Ohtani 101 best rookie card is over $1 million.
Hey, tough as nails, you got to send it to my house. I'll send you my address when we get off.
I'll be honest though, something popped up. I saw Jackson Dart. All these rookies are already got signed rookie cards or whatever, and it was $250. I'm like, well, hold on. Ken Griffey Jr.'s 89 upper deck wasn't $250, and he was the greatest center fielder of all time. We don't even know if Jackson Dart's ever going to step foot as a starter, and you want people to pay $250. I think we've jumped the shark on some of these card values.
Yeah, you know what, Petty? You know what? I'm getting old now, so I got some nieces and nephews and great nephew and a great niece. They don't even carry money around anymore. So when you don't carry around like coins and paper that you got to touch, sometimes you just think of money as something out there. Crypto, Bitcoin, Apple Wallet. It's like they just say, Dad, just give me $300. Just, Venmo it to me.
Good.
So they don't even see it. So it doesn't even matter, man. I don't think they understand the quality of the value of a dollar any daggone way. So
apparently not. Hey, Toughest Nail says that's no joke. It's real. Wood. That's a real thing, Auburn. You might want to go ahead. And
you know what? I'm going to say there has to be more to it. Let's just investigate before we jump on it. What
3 players are you sending to media day from the Crimson Tide, Smoke? I like this question.
Well, I'll send Ty.
Okay. You got to send the quarterback?
Huh?
You got to send the QB? Is that?
No, but you got to send a spokesperson.
Mm-hmm.
For both sides of the ball. So I'm going to send Ty. I'm going to send Lawson. And
you send Hollywood?
No.
Maybe.
I wouldn't. That's you.
I don't know. I'm asking. I'm saying, do you go with the offensive lineman's always a low? They like to send out like a Booker.
You know what? I'm gonna send Caden Proctor. So I'm gonna go Caden, Ty, Lawson.
Caden.
Who you got?
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I would probably go with Ty because you need him there answering questions. He's your face right now.
Yeah, you can't send a freshman to go answer questions.
Man, I think you got it right. I think you send Lawson from the defense. I'm sending Hollywood right now. I'm gonna send the Flair.
Go ahead.
Brailsford now says Brailsford's I always take the cerebral offensive lineman. They can always go answer questions, but I want some fun. I want some flair. Give me Hollywood.
There you go. You can't go wrong.
No, that kid's he's man. Not only is he marketable, he's marketable. He's very likable. He's a very, very entertaining, I think, as much as you can market that kid in your program, you do it. So that's mine. But
you ain't sending Jalen Mbakwe, huh?
Boy, you trying to get me in trouble on here, Smoke.
No, what are you laughing? I'm just asking you. You wouldn't send Mbakwe?
No, I'm not sending Mbakwe this year.
Okay.
Tell you what, Mbakwe turns into the next Travis Hunter and shocks us all. I'll send him next year. But what I am going to do is tell you to hit that like and subscribe if you're over on Twitter X. As always, man, it's been a great night with my man Smoke Dixon. But if you hit that like and subscribe, you'll get all that good Bama Standard content. We're coming at you tomorrow night, 6 Central, on the Bama Standard. As always, my man Smoke. Who we got? Marvin. We don't no special guest.
Nah, listen, Marvin's somewhere on the beach in Mai Tai trying to show his abs off and do push-ups. And you know what? He sent some type of what did he send? I think it was on Instagram.
The video of him flying.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, he always talk like he's in first class.
I saw the wing.
That's dead giveaway 1. 2, he was drinking out of a paper cup.
So we're going to have to ask Marvin, look, you speak one game, but our detective skills have told us that you may be traveling a different way.
I'm not a first-class guy myself, I don't think. I've seen people walk past me while I was in first class. I'm not saying I'm a first-class guy, but I've sat enough seats in first class to understand when people are walking by me, and I know what those cups look like. It ain't one of those. And I don't know if I'm first class, but I've never sat first class. By the way,
maybe that's what Marvin's got that coupon book for the free drinks, and that's where he got that. Free Bloody Mary.
I mean, it was Delta, so he probably was flying Delta Comfort. I mean, it's the closest thing you can get.
I'm gonna have to get on him about this because he does. Man, Marvin, you talk to Marvin. He's flying like James Bond down on these trips.
Man, listen, Marvin's a cap master, man. Let Marvin go.
I do know this. He's sitting on the beach right now with no shirt on and probably the biggest guns on that beach, so he's doing all right.
Absolutely. He's earned it.
Yes.
He's earned it. I'm happy for him.
Hit that.
Don't tell me flying first class with a paper cup.
He's flying in the same seat when you were telling Chris was telling you hope the whole plane crashed. you ain't in first class in the same seats.
He's right by the wing, man. He's sitting right over there listening to the noise. Can't even go to sleep because it's making so much noise.
Sitting next to the bathroom. Can't even lean back because carrying behind him gonna push his seat.
I'm going to leave it alone. He's going to come back and say he was in business, but yeah.
Look, hit that like and subscribe. We'll be here tomorrow with you, 6 Central. Also, coming up, if you're in the Dothan area, Kevin Jackson, KJ7 Foundation for ALS. He's having his annual golf tournament in Dothan at the Robert Chint Jones. We are going to be there July 10th and July 11th. But July 10th, we are going to be at the Dothan B-Dubs. So come out to Buffalo Wild Wings from 5 to 6 Central. The Bama Standard will be there. And man, I'm sorry. Give me just a second, Smoke. I got to read out a little bit of this guest list. Man, we got names. Look, if you were in the Dothan area, Derek Lassick, Antonio Langham, Sherman Williams, Roosevelt P., Alex Thomas from Auburn, Smokey Hodges from Auburn, Pierre Good. I'm about to say it's Good. I know that. I remember that name. Jake Coker, Damian Jeffries, Trent Richardson, Chris Stewart, the voice of Alabama, Dennis Riddle, C High's own, Robbie Staten. I can't believe his name's on the list. We literally talked about that dude. I hadn't heard his name in years, and all of a sudden he's on this list. Look, we got a bunch coming out. If you're in the Dothan area, July 10th, Buffalo Wild Wings, come on out. We're going to have a meet and greet. We're going to have a live show. It's going to be a good time. Come on out with us. Also, next week, I told y'all, I'm up in Aniana We got Aniana's own Lamont Russell coming on the show. If you're back from those old 80, 89, 90s days with Bill Curry and Gary Hollingsworth chunking it down the field, the man catching it was Lamont Russell. Aniana's own. He'll be with us next week. But again, check us out. KJ7 Foundation is for ALS. We're going to be in Dothan July 10th and 11th. As always, Smoke. And more than anything, check us out on Monday nights here on the Opening Kick with my man, Smoke Dixon. I've talked enough. Where can we find you, Smoke?
You can find me right here every Monday. Opening Kick, kicking it with my guy. 7 Central. I got this for you, Petty. 8 Eastern. And you can catch us tomorrow, 6 Central. Bama Standard. Petty will be there. Are you going to wear that cool shirt again?
No, I'll have to watch it, though.
Marvin ain't going to be around.
Yeah, to make fun of it.
Nah, well, he need to make fun of himself.
Yeah, for his first class paper cup.
But you can also find me on X at Coach Smoke GV Dixon. Like, subscribe to all the info that I got going on, all the cool content. If you got a question, asking about college football, basketball, even if you want to shoot me a little baseball question on this, something, just here's what I'm going to ask you to do, though. Don't shoot me a film for me to evaluate it, because I'm going to be real, real harsh. Ooh. If you're the truth, shoot it to me. If you're just average, shoot it to somebody else.
So you better look like Noel Devine. With that said, man, it's always been a pleasure. We appreciate you spending your time. Your most precious commodity on this planet is that, and you spend it with us on this Monday night. As always, man, appreciate you, Smoke, and we'll see you next time.